And welcome back to Block TV, time for Blockheads, where every day we round up all the headlines, anything and everything you need to know in the sphere. With us today, Yona Hochhauser. Yona, take it away.
Thanks, Yael. A lot of news to catch up on. So let's start off. First, the Bitcoinist is reporting how the Ethereum price analysts, bulls, make their move. The price is shooting to the moon. Next up, we have Ethereum World News talking about how the Japanese Rakuten, which is like the Japanese Amazon, may soon accept cryptocurrency. Cointelegraph's reporting that Liechtenstein's postal service is going to start offering crypto exchange services at physical locations. Bitcoinist is reporting that Wyoming becomes the first state to give Bitcoin owners full property rights on their cryptocurrency. Bitcoin Manager is reporting that Samsung SDS launches Next Ledger Accelerator to speed up blockchain transactions. Bitcoin Manager reports that Intel launches commercial blockchain for businesses. Cointelegraph reported how Argentina settles export deals with Paraguay using Bitcoin. Today shows how Nvidia sees 24% decline in Q4 revenue due to exodus of crypto miners. And lastly, I'm going to finish off with a bunch of JP Morgan reactions on the JP Morgan coin from Twitter.
Well, a heavy weekend, so to speak. For all these headlines, let's break it down. Bitcoinist.
Right.
Yes.
So Bitcoinist had the headline, Ethereum price analysts, bulls make their move. So Ethereum went up 12% on Sunday. It blew past previous resistance levels. It's at a monthly high. There's a lot of questions, why this might have happened.
I know a lot of questions, and we're taping this actually in a moment in time where everything is green. Speaking of which, why did this happen, do we think?
Right, well, some are speculating because it was the Ethereum Denver conference that had the whole meeting that was started on February 15th to 17th. Possibly the upcoming Constantinople hard fork, which was delayed. That's going to happen sometime next week. So people are saying, Ethereum probably hit its bottom for 2019 and hit the $80, and it's only up from here.
Well, let's hope it holds. We love the green. Moving along, Ethereum World News.
Right,
yes.
So Ethereum World News was reporting how Rakuten, which is kind of the Japanese Amazon, so they may start accepting cryptocurrency. Now, the reason people are saying this is because the company recently released its earning report, and it spoke about this upcoming update next month that had a couple of interesting things that people think allude to cryptocurrency.
The thing is that's so fascinating about this, it would be, a major thing, but, case in point, the word may. We don't really know. Right. It's rumored, it's supposition, but it also may have an effect on the markets as we see it in the headline. Okay, right. And moving ahead.
Right, well, next up, we have is that, and by the way, just to finish off lastly on the Rakuten, like you said, it's not guaranteed, it's just hints. But next up, what we do have is a report by Cointelegraph saying how Liechtenstein's postal service is going to start offering crypto exchange services at the actual physical location. So this is really cool. You're going to go to the post office. You're going to be able to give fiat. You're going to get Bitcoin, and that's really cool. This is a government's actual postal service, and they're exchanged now.
And this is where
This is in Liechtenstein.
It's important because Liechtenstein is a beautiful, wonderful place. It's so tiny.
Right. It's very small, but listen, it's good to start small. Small right. Case studies, see how it scales. That's always the issue.
Right.
But listen, don't rule them out. Liechtenstein, along with Switzerland, is one of the countries with one of the highest levels of crypto adoption in the world. So it kind of makes sense. It's a perfect fit. Small country, a lot of adoption. Let's see what happens. Okay,
and moving along, Bitcoinist again, right?
Right. So Bitcoinist again. We're talking about more government acceptance of crypto. So this is Wyoming became the first state to give Bitcoin owners full property rights. So this is interesting because now Wyoming is the only place where, on a state level, and in America, property rights are held by the state level. So now cryptocurrency holders are now protected on a state level, giving them property rights. So on a state level, though not a national level, that said, this is also coming on the heels of major legislation done from the beginning of the year in Wyoming of also recognizing cryptocurrencies as an asset, right. And now giving it status and giving right. it protection within the state. Yeah. The cowboys are not stopping, huh? Yeah, I mean, people are saying they're predicting that a lot of the cryptocurrency companies in the United States, they're going to move to Wyoming. It's like the Delaware of regular corporations where they get the tax breaks.
Shall I quote a line? If you build them, they will come.
Exactly. They're going to draw capital. Next up, we got a Bitcoin Manager is reporting how Samsung launched its Next Ledger Accelerator to speed up blockchain. So Samsung has its next ledger blockchain, which is on the Hyperledger Fabric blockchain. And now they just released this accelerator that they tested on the Hyperledger Fabric, but they claim it can speed up all blockchains. And the Hyperledger Fabric is heavily partnered with IBM. Samsung is joining the IBM board of blockchain platforms. So this is a combination of the two big guns. Samsung.
Huge, yeah. To speed up blockchain transaction, this is more. Can we call this more adoption, more major adoption, companies' adoption of the technology?
Right. These are big players. Samsung is really trying to make a name for itself now in crypto with this blockchain. Also, there's rumors of the upcoming Galaxy S10 having a crypto wallet. So this is a big.
That would be interesting to see, because over the weekend, there were so many rumors about the Galaxy S10, 10X. Pardon me for butchering that, but that nobody really knows if the wallet will be in there. Fascinating. Good, you brought that up.
Right. Well, rumors,
and another big business, right?
Well, yeah. Next up, so this is also interesting on Hyperledger Fabric. Bitcoin managers announced that Intel launched its own commercial blockchain for businesses, also on the Hyperledger, but. They're actually going to be competing with IBM and Microsoft and Samsung here in the blockchain for enterprise and services. This is good. We see big companies, fighting it out, trying to, offering their blockchain. When when Ethereum goes to a corporation and says, hey, we have a blockchain, people might be hesitant. But when Microsoft, when IBM comes to you and says, I have a blockchain, it makes it much more.
That's major market adoption.
Exactly.
That's what we call them normalizing, so to speak.
Yeah. So
okay.
This is cool. This is
and
cool.
Cointelegraph, very cool. Yes.
Right. Well, listen, it's always exciting when you see big names coming in. It allows for easier adoption. Next up, we have Cointelegraph. So Argentina recently just settled an export deal with Paraguay using Bitcoin. So the details here are that Paraguay wanted to buy some pesticide products, not worth a lot of money, $7,100 from Argentina. And so they decided to try out this deal using cryptocurrency. So what happened was that Paraguay, they paid in Bitcoin. Then Argentina took the Bitcoin and converted it to pesos. So this is interesting. This is allowing on a government level. This is what cryptocurrency has a really good future for. Is exchanges of money.
When these exchanges exactly between countries, when it goes to the point of countries exchanging that as currency, then definitely one can see that within 5 years, if not less, most of this might be handled with digital currencies.
Right, and this is massive volume to government levels. Like if I want to buy a crypto pizza from you, that's $10. Governments are trading in the billions. This could be big volume.
I know, but still, on the downside of news today, moving ahead, You Today.
Well, on the downside, so You Today was reporting how Nvidia posted its Q4 earnings, and the revenues were down 24%. And they're attributing this because of the lack of crypto miners buying their GPUs. Now the reason this is because as the price of Bitcoin went down and the mining difficulty went up, so it just no longer was profitable for miners to buy the GPUs. You kind of only could have a chance with ASICs, and Nvidia only sells the GPUs. So their shares plunged 17% as a result. Not good news for Nvidia.
Not good news for Nvidia. Finally, JP Morgan.
Right. Well, over the weekend we had big news with the JP Morgan coin. Once again, big institution getting in crypto. So first we had the Twitter. All the big names took to Twitter to give their reactions. First up, we have Nick Szabo. He said, correct, JPM coin and its near twin, the Petro, lacked a predominant source of value that distinguishes cryptocurrencies from bank money, trust, minimization. So he's doubting it really as anything new. He uses it more as a PR move. Nouriel Roubini, Dr. Doom himself, he tweeted, in which way has the new alleged JP Morgan crypto coin anything to do with blockchain crypto? It's private, not public. It's permission, not permissionless. It's based on trusted authorities, centralized, not decentralized. Calling it crypto is a joke.
Or Dr. Doom never fails to disappoint. Do not disappoint, actually, with the doom and gloom. Yes.
Right. Even the Pomp, who's pro-crypto, he says, the most popular token for money laundering this year will be JPM coin. Bashing the fact that, listen, it doesn't matter if it's a coin, if it's owned by a bank, they usually get for bank stuff, for, all these nefarious moves.
But at the end of the day, putting aside Dr. Doom, it's the block kids, the heroes, are saying that's not what we had in mind.
Right.
That's a bank kind of owning or owning this technology. At the end of the day, publicity is publicity. So there we have it.
Right.
Those are the reactions to JP Morgan. Sorry, one more, please.
If you want it, I'll tell it to you.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Please.
Well, you asked so nicely. Well, last up, and finally, we have Brad Garlinghouse. He said, as predicted, banks are changing their tune on crypto, kind of like the Pomp, But this JPM project misses the point, introducing a closed network. Yeah, I mean, by the way, this is the CEO of Ripple.
Clearly.
And he says this is missing the point. Doing this is like launching AOL after Netscape's IPO. 2 years later, and Bitcoin still aren't the answer. He's kind of saying too little too late. Yeah.
I know, but one has to also note that once the JP Morgan coin was announced, everybody was burying Ripple. Everybody was saying this will be the death of Ripple. Yeah. So, he's got his agenda as well.
Right.
Yona Hochhauser, fabulous. That was a lot of news over the weekend. Fabulous to have you as always. That was Blockheads for us, of course. Don't forget to check us, BLOCKTV, on every social network you have. Facebook, Twitter, Telegram. Leave us messages. We do answer. And we'll be right back.